In this video, I'm going to take a look at this Bqcc 10.26 inch portable Android Auto car display. This is in the same model line as the 7-inch one I tested out and installed into a old beater truck. I was able to snag this on AliExpress for $26 after tax and shipped. That is a great deal for a widescreen display, and if it functions as well as the 7-inch one, then it's well worth the price. Inside we have the display itself. It feels pretty lightweight. Here's the instruction manual. Here's the video input adapter, the auxiliary cable, the 12-volt power, and it comes with two types of stands. One is a suction cup, looks like it's for the windshield, and the other one is just a stand. The power source should be 12 volts to the display, but it has two USB ports and it says up to 3.1 amps. On the top of the display is a power button that toggles the screen on and off. Nothing on this side, and then on this side is your ports. It's the DC power, micro SD card, a USB-A, the camera input, and your auxiliary output. I have it hooked up to the car. Let's check out how fast it can boot up to the user interface. That took less than 4 seconds. Pairing up your phone for Android Auto is simple. The on-screen instructions say to pair with SWLBT with a pin of 4 zeros. Once connected, you have a floating white button on the right side here. This lets you control a volume slider or navigate back to the native user interface. To get back to Android Auto, use the phone link button on the main menu. Next, we will shut it down and time how long it takes to boot directly into Android Auto since we have this already paired up. That took about 13 seconds. Here is how the screen responds to touches and swipes. I would say it's very usable. Of course, this is also highly dependent on your phone. There's a built-in microphone, so you can use voice commands right out of the box.
Navigate to Cache Creek Casino.
Let's try out a phone call.
Call the Walgreens in Las Vegas.
Okay, calling the nearest Walgreens at 1180 East Flamingo Road. Hi, thanks for calling Walgreens at the corner of Maryland and Flamingo in Las Vegas. Continuar en español, oprima 9. How can I help you today?
Store hours.
I can help you best. What are you calling about today? You can say things like, refill my prescription, or check my order status.
What are your store hours?
Go ahead. Try this another way. Which department are you looking for? You can say pharmacy.
Pharmacy.
Or press 1. Photo. I can get you to the right place. Which department are you looking for?
Pharmacy.
4. Pharmacy. Okay. Now you can say refill a prescription, or press 1. Check prescription status, or press 2. Pharmacy hours, or press 3.
Pharmacy hours.
It's something else.
Pharmacy hours.
Alright. Hopefully I transferred you, but the pharmacy's closed right now.
It seems like the microphone is not too good. The automated system had trouble understanding my responses. Let's record a voicemail to myself and hear how it sounds.
Please leave your message for 69.
I'm testing the microphone on this widescreen display.
Replay your message. Press 1.
Testing the microphone on this widescreen display.
The speakerphone volume was on max. It sounded very weak and garbled. Now compare that call to something a spammer left.
Hello, this is Sarah from United One. My callback number is 888-490-8086.
The built-in microphone does not seem to be good for phone calls. I would not place phone calls through this device. For the voice commands though, it seemed to work okay as long as you spoke loudly. Now let's test the audio output. Here's the auxiliary output jack to the car's auxiliary in. Volume will be kept at a level 10 and will be kept there for this and the FM transmission test. Volume was about the same with both methods, the difference being the FM transmission was only a mono signal versus the stereo signal of the auxiliary cable. As far as Android Auto, it works well for most functions. You might have to speak up a bit when using the voice commands, but it still works. Once you have this set up, you can just get into your car, start it, and start driving. If you hook up your reverse camera, it will switch over to the video feed once the ugly boot screen goes away. You have your reversing aid very fast. If you want to use the other mirror app instead of Android Auto, you will need to scan the QR code and download an app from outside of the Google Play Store. Unless you absolutely need to watch YouTube or do other things mirrored on this display, I would not recommend you go through the trouble. But here's the process if you're interested. The app is simply called Mirroring App. After giving permission to install unknown apps, you then must give it all its permissions. Now you need to follow the instructions on the display. Go into your Wi-Fi Direct setting. I find it easier just to search for Wi-Fi Direct in the settings. Pair it to CarPlay Wi-Fi, then click it again to connect. A pop-up will ask you to start the mirroring. You will want to rotate the phone to landscape mode to make the best of it. Once rotated, the same pop-up comes back to start the mirroring again. Here's how YouTube looks like. To use this feature, it required multiple steps, and I would find it a hassle to do this every time I wanted to cast my screen, but it does work if you need it to. If you're interested in using the native user interface, the home screen has two pages. The first page has the settings, the FM transmitter app, the phone link which is used for Android Auto, CarPlay, and mirroring, Bluetooth music, and Bluetooth settings such as calls and pairing functions. Here's how playing music through Bluetooth looks like. You start your music on the phone side and you can skip forward and backwards on the display. There's no cover artwork, only song and artist information. There's a shortcut to the equalizer settings on the top corner. If you insert a micro SD card or USB drive, you have a media player built in to access it. Top corner categorizes your media into music, video, or pictures. You get a window for your folder structure and the files inside of them. It's very logically designed and easy to navigate. The player lets you skip songs. Select the repeat method for single, folder only, or all or none at all. You can choose random play, but it will turn off your repeat setting, as it will randomize the play order of the entire drive. This mixes all the songs. I wish they included a random within the folder also, but we only get randomization of the entire drive. Here's a quick look at how video looks like. In the settings, you get to toggle your internal speaker and the reverse mute. There's an option to do a factory reset. Here's your equalizer settings. The display settings for brightness and contrast. Some wallpaper choices for your home screen. A screensaver toggle, which I always turn off. Set your language. You can set your time and date, but with no battery backup, this is useless, so don't waste your time. Once you shut off your car, the date and time will reset. The time and date displayed on Android Auto is synced from your phone anyway. Overall, this display is a fantastic value even at $50, if you don't mind the poor quality microphone. The widescreen format works great for the split-screen Android Auto layout. It's also very lightweight, and the reverse camera is very functional with the fast booting. If you can find it for less than $50, it's an even better deal.